Am I live? No, here we go. I'm sorry. Man, there is a delay on this, isn't it? So, as I've kind of mentioned, this is going to be about me opening up Marvel Zombies. I do kind of want to see if I can get the thumbs up from my wife telling me that my sound is decent because for whatever reason, 75% of the times I do this, they always sound pretty bad. Um, but again, I'm thankful for everybody that is going to watch this either tonight with me live, or you that are watching it in the future. I appreciate it. I know the last time I did something like this with Heroes of Arcadia, I've seen a lot of people have been watching it in the last couple of months. I think it's really impressive. It's really cool. One of the things I'd like to do is probably get a couple more games in and maybe do a review on it, because I don't think it's necessarily a game that a lot of people they're not playing it. It's not getting a lot of showcase. So I'd like to do that a little bit, just to spice up some things. Normally I do a lot of Marvel Champion content, but we'll see what happens. All right, well, you guys are tired of probably listening to me jabber on, so let's show the box. There it is. Sorry about that. All right, so as you can see, Marvel Zombies, it's a zombie side game. And then we have the back here. I'm going to go ahead and open this part here with my brand new knife from Christmas. I'm going to go ahead and just cut the box open because, I'm an amateur. As you can see, the shrink wrap is now coming off. Maybe I should have not put a knife. So, I was really confused about this because I believe it was either last week or the week before. Brant from Step Into the Portal did he did playing of Marvel's Heroes Resistance, and I was a little confused by that because in that game you play as the hero, and in this game you're not supposed to. I'm just gonna get rid of that there. All right, and all right, so we're gonna flip this over like this. All right, let's see. Anything here? Nope, it's just a blind box, which is fine. All right, so like any nice game you've got the instructions, right? Should be fun. All right, let's see what we got here. So here we've got the box. This probably has all the models. So I'm going to go and move this out of the way now, and then we'll look at it a little later. All right, so we've got the box of, your troopers. These are basically in Zombicide, you normally have like your normal walking things, your fast walking things, and like your heavy brute things, and then also your your abominations. In this game, abominations are actually superheroes. So, and then you've got these are going to be all of the civilians, right? So on the top, it's got Mary Jane. I'm not sure if anyone's watching, but let me know if you're interested in me actually opening all of those things. Ooh. So these are going to be the tiles, and as well as a bunch of pop outs. Let's go ahead and look at these. So I did do the all-in bundle, and I'm told that hopefully later this year, the rest of it will be here. Oh, I'll move this out of the way, but it's some rings for the bases of the models for your heroes. Then you've got your dice that you're going to roll. And then these are going to be what you use on your counters. I'll kind of go over that a little later. Honestly, my only experience with Zombicide is I played the app, right? Because the app is way cheaper than buying the actual game. And but my brother actually just got me the Dead or Alive box, which is really cool. And it came with a massive box. And inside of that box had a bunch of the different models. So, yeah. All right. So for our... I'll move these out of the way for now. For our zombies, we've got Captain America, Iron Man, Wasp, Hulk, Captain Marvel, and Deadpool. So I think really the only strange one out of this list would be Deadpool. I think he's kind of out there as a not champion, but as a villain, or he's normally not something that I would imagine would be in the first box, which that is not bad or good. I don't think it's just interesting. All right, so the heroes you're going to go up against are going to be Thor, Spider-Man, Black Panther, Miss Marvel, Scarlet Witch, and Doctor Strange. Now, if I am correct, this actually is for later in the game, because when you get X-Men Mutant, the X-Men Mutant one, you will actually be able to do the exact opposite. So I'll be able to start playing as the heroes, I believe, unless something's different from the marketing that came from the Kickstarter. But I believe these are actually meant for when you're able to play the heroes instead of the villains or the zombies. All right, so we have those there. You know what? Let's go ahead and open this stuff since I have it here. All right, and so there's Mary Jane, J. Jonah Watson, Blind Owl, Betsy Ross, Agent Coulson, Okoye, Pepper Potts, Bob, Sharon Carter, Aunt May, Wong, Thunderbolt Ross, and then these are, I don't know. So these are going to be when you add your these are the different heroes that will save the day. And then, hey, look, you got some more of those people that we talked about earlier. This might be their other form. Yeah, so I think, again, I haven't read the rules. I've read as much of the rules as anyone watching the stream. I mean, if you were to learn from the stream, that's about as much as, yeah. But I do believe once you've eaten some of these in the zombie mode, you gain extra powers. So that's kind of cool. And then this would be, I imagine, the villainous form, or the, I keep wanting to say villain, it's the zombie form. So I'm not sure. I'd be interested to see if you can actually do heroes, because they made a big push saying that you needed to have the X-Men box, and it would be interesting if that was not the case. All right, so these are the different hero cards. I'll probably leave them out so I can get them all sleeved. All right, and then we've got this one, which is all right. Let's see. I'd be interested to know how many people are like me that, so these are zombie traits. Okay. So they're going to have things like rotten strength. Discard before attacking and increase your hunger. Enemies suffer 1 toughness. Taunts, submit to hunger. Discard during your turn, increase hunger by any amount. Ignore ravenous this turn. So I do believe ravenous is supposed to be like really bad. Like I think you get stronger each time you you move and not eat something. But then if you get ravenous, it turns bad. We gotta read the rules probably. And then this is the probably the iconic cards when it comes to Zombicide. The ones that say, "Hey, your starting point. This is how many troopers you're gonna have. Spawn then activate." Wow, that's pretty nasty. Here's some guards, and they can spawn, and then here's some specialists. These would be your superheroes, troopers. Again, trooper rush. Seems super nasty. I'm surprised that the specialist doesn't have a specialist rush to give them the ability to just go at you. What is this? This says specialist airdrop. If drawn on an enemy phase, increase the spawning as usual for each zombie hero drawn specialists in their zone. I don't know what that means. Extra activations, right? So these are basically, this means that they get an extra turn. And then these are escort bystanders, spawn 1 bystander, and add a guard to them. All right, so that's that. So I think we've kind of gone over all of these small little cards. So now we will move on to the next thing, which I guess we can look at tokens. Right, I don't want to show the most exciting stuff in the beginning because, you know, let's face it, the stream is probably going to be 30 minutes. Not like it's going to be a long time for you to wait. So, as I said, here's the punch outs. That's interesting because it looks like that's it for punch outs. Everything else is just going to be tiles. So I'm not sure. And this maybe will, at some point, the channel will upgrade and I will have a different table or something that I can use. But, yeah. So at this point, you would just do one of these numbers, right? And now you've got a map. And then you add more. And then you add another one. That's probably not the best map ever, but nah. Alright, so those are the maps. I think that's pretty cool. It's a neat idea. You can kind of always keep playing if you want to, but alright, so let's go for the most exciting part then, huh? And all right, so first thing we're gonna go look at is these. This is kind of iconic Zombicide stuff. I really thought they were gonna be a lot bigger. I should have known better after looking at the other zombie game. So one thing, and I don't know if anybody, you know, I'm sure most of the people that are watching this probably know something about Zombicide. One thing I think is really interesting is the way that these things are designed, right? So, for example, I'm going to grab this one. And what I really like is that it has this little notch right here. So you can just pop it out. It doesn't really give you a hard time. So that's cool. You know, same thing for these. They've got these things you can press down and it levitates the card. I'm sure this is kind of a, you know, it's a weird thing to get excited about, but I don't know. I think that's a really cool concept. All right, so we're gonna pull these out. This looks like it's gonna be the heroes, and then some of the specialists, and all the other good what have yous. Oh my gosh, I need more space. All right, so as we talked about, you have your different heroes. So this would be, well, these are the zombies. So this is going to be Wasp, right? This is going to be Hulk, Zombie Hulk. This will be your zombie Deadpool, the zombie Captain America. Actually, and I'm not sure how many people have actually read the Marvel comic or zombie comics, but I do think it's interesting that they have Captain America and Black Panther, because I always, and I'm feel like I'm going to get this wrong because I read the comics like 10 years ago with my now wife, and I feel like I remember Black Panther, and it may not have been Black Panther, it might have been his son, had Captain America's shield and threw it, or maybe it was Magneto. Magneto used the shield, caught the shield, and shot it back. But I just remember Captain America losing like part of his head, which was pretty interesting. All right, so that's the. Oh, can I remember where all these guys go? So that's the different heroes. I think I did. Yay me! And now we'll look at, those are the zombies. Now we'll look at the actual heroes, right? So here's going to be Spider-Man. This is going to be your Black Panther. Then you've got Doctor Strange. Spoiler alert, this is who my wife is the most excited about, probably. I can't wait for the Rise of the Red, or the Red Skull. I always equate a lot of this stuff to Champions because that's my, I don't want to say bread and butter, but that's the game I know the most. But the Red Skull expansion that's coming out later in the year, and I'm hoping maybe I can do a bunch of unboxings then. He's supposed to have Hawkeye in it, and I'm really excited about that. So this is going to be your Thor. I really like his hair. Thor's a character I'm kind of like wishy-washy on. Like the first Thor movie, it didn't really do anything to make me like him. I guess it was Ragnarok, right? That's kind of like, that's what made me like him. But all right, so let's see if I can. I am definitely not going to do a good job putting these people back, right? Is he? There we go. All right. Sorry for the delay, everyone. All right. So now these are supposed to be your. What are they called? They're the people you save. You're gonna save them. That's Sharon Carter. This is Okoye. And I believe that as a zombie, again, if you bite them, if you eat them, then I'm sorry, this is Blind Owl. This would be Ross, and then this is going to be Bob, and then here's probably Coulson, and then I think these are both specialists. These are going to be your guards. And then all of these are going to be your agents, which I think it's really cool that they at least gave you different. You know, you could probably save money on just having one agent, right, and just having multiples of those. But they didn't do that. They gave you multiple variants, which I think is interesting. Okay, I'll pull this out since it's got some more special human beings. There's so many. I'm kind of shocked. I mean, I guess I'm spoiled with Nemesis, but they just seem so small. I mean, I guess you kind of want them small so you can fit a bunch of them, right? So here's Wong. I don't remember. That can't be Mary Jane. That's Betsy Ross, Jana Jameson. This should be Mary Jane. So I'm missing whoever this person is. And then you've got Aunt Mary Beth. Is it Aunt Mary Beth? I can't remember. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I'm blanking out on that one. I'm gonna look just because it's gonna bother me for the rest of the stream if I don't. Oh, that one I couldn't remember was Pepper Potts, by the way. Aunt May. It's Aunt May. Ugh. Can't believe I got, I don't know, brain fart there. And now I don't remember where anybody goes. So here's Wong. This would be Betsy Ross. This is going to be Mary Jane. And this is going to be Pepper Potts. And then, again, it's kind of more of the same, right? I mean, they're just different variants, right? You've got the female specialist here. And you've got, oh, that's what I assume is the male version there. Right, I think all of the guards basically look exactly the same. Oh, well, I guess not. There's two versions of the guards, right? You've got the ones with the shields here, and then you got the ones that are like, come at me, bruh. Come at me. And then again, it's kind of the same with all of the, I think all of the, these agents are exactly the same. So that's cool. I don't think there's anything else. I mean, other than me going through the actual rule book, and I'm pretty sure actually you can go and download it right now if you'd like. It's been out for a while, but and I'm sure I do like this. Attention, Zombicide veterans! We highly recommend reading through all of these rules carefully, as there are many differences, both big and small, from classic Zombicide rules. So that's pretty cool that they're trying to give you a heads up that this is not necessarily the same game. I do believe for most cases there's a lot of stuff that you can interswap. So for example, you've got Zombicide Second Edition, and then you've got, I think it's Black Plague, that's the one that's in the future. You can kind of combine those with certain things. And I don't know if that's necessarily the case here. I'm sure there's a way you could do it if you really wanted to. I mean, I guess I could have my heroes maybe go up against Western zombies. Yeah, but as I was saying, so you had and I guess I didn't really go over this. I like this one compared to the Undead or Alive version, because in this version, all right, so you have this, and well, I guess that doesn't matter. Where's that card? There. Let's go with an actual zombie, since that's what we're playing, right? All right, we're gonna go with Hulk, who is the best Marvel champion character, who I've also not ever been able to win with. All right, so what I like about this though is these, they didn't, and now I got to try it. They move much easier than the pegs and Undead, which I like a lot. So I believe this is supposed to be the, it doesn't matter. I should probably look it up, right? I don't want to give anybody bad rules. But the way it's supposed to work is probably this is your health, and this is your devour, right? Your ravenous meter. and then you got your special abilities here. And for anyone that doesn't know anything about zombies in general, or zombie side in general, as you defeat people, you eat people, you get different objectives, you're going to continue to gain experience for that mission. And then once you get into yellow, like for again, I'm in blue now, so this is Hulk, and it says enemies have -1 toughness against your attacks to a minimum of 1. Unless using Thunderclap, you may re-roll any dice if there is a superhero in your zone. So then you get to the yellow here. He gets +1 action. So I think you get, I think in Undead or Alive, you have 3 actions. So, and I think, you know, you get so high, you get an extra action. So this will give Hulk, I think, 4 probably. Then you got this one right here, which is the orange. Right, there's the red, this farthest one here. And that says, when attacking with Smash, you may replace your base dice with 1 die for each enemy in the zone before any bonuses. Ignore superheroes for this attack. And then here is Hulk Hungry. You may eliminate more than 1 enemy when devouring. Follow normal target priority. Once during your turn, you may become ravenous and perform 1 free devour act. So, I mean, again, that probably is not helpful when it comes to not knowing, because I haven't read the rules. But shoot, if I'm going to read him, I might as well read all the other ones, right? So you've got Captain Marvel. She has Energy Blast. Each time you attack with Mighty Punches, you may eliminate 1 trooper or specialist in your zone. I think all of them. Yeah, all of them. And I think it's just all characters in general in zombie side games get +1 action. Yeah. Every one of these have +1 action for your yellow. All right, so Danvers special. Once during your turn, you may spend 1 action to move up to 2 zones, ignoring enemies into a zone containing enemies. Then perform 1 free Mighty Punches attack. And then energy absorption. This is the red one. Each time you would suffer a wound from enemies, you may instead increase hunger to prevent that wound. All right, and then we've got Wasp. Her blue is, you may ignore priority target when attacking with either Wasp Sting or Devour. So, anybody, again, if you're not aware, target priority is generally you have to attack the highest thing in your space. So, for example, if there's a superhero, you have to fight that superhero. And I know with Undead, basically everyone can only hit for 1, and the Abomination, or in this case, it would be the hero, they get, they need to have 3 damage done, right? So what ends up happening is if you can only do 1 damage, and you have to do 3, and you're fighting something that needs 3 damage done to it, well, all of your attacks are useless. So, that's just something to consider. And I think they said that this is supposed to be completely different, because again, you're supposed to be playing superheroes, but at the same time you're playing evil superheroes. So I don't know. All right. So BIOS, that's what priority target is. So this means you get to ignore target priority. So biosynthetic wings. Once during your turn, you may spend 1 action to perform a move action, moving up to 3 zones to ignoring enemies. So that's cool. And that was the orange. And then the last one for Wasp is, once during your turn, you may perform 1 free Devour attack. You may target a trooper, guard, or specialist. They are automatically eliminated. So that's pretty nice. All right. So next, we've got Iron Man. So Iron Man. Oh, shucks. So there's Smash. All right, so here's her Mighty Punches. So from my experience with this game, this is telling me that she probably has a range of 0. She gets to roll 2 dice for mighty punches, and she needs a 3 or higher for it to hit. Whereas her devour is exactly the same. Where with the range, she has no range with it. Then you get 1 dice, and she needs to get a 4 or higher, and it says if you eliminate the target, reduce your hunger to 0, right? So here's your hunger meter. So if you were here and then you devoured something, and go all the way down there, right? So she had mighty punches. Wasp has wings, wasp sting, and then I believe we were on Iron Man, right? So Iron Man's got missile wave. Let's see, wasp sting and missile wave both do 1 to or 0 to 1 range, and then Iron Man actually has 3 dice that you would roll, so that's pretty decent, right? Because for each dice that hits a 4 or higher, then the attack goes forward. Wasp, it's 2, but it's 3 or more, right? So you have less dice, but you've got a higher chance. You got, I guess, a 50% chance instead of a, what was that, 60 or 30% chance. I don't know. I'm not doing math real good right now. All right. So Repulsor Blast. After attacking with Missile Wave, you may push all enemies in that zone into an adjacent zone. So that's the blue. The orange is after completing any attack that eliminates at least 1 enemy, you may perform 1 free move action, annoying enemies during that move. And then red is suit auto control. While ravenous, you may perform actions as normal, which is pretty cool. I think ravenous is all right. We should probably read what ravenous is before I go, just in case. All right, so we have for Captain America. He again he has no range. 2 for 3. He has shield block. It says each time enemies attack your zone, before assigning wounds, roll 1 dice for each wound on a 5+, prevent that wound. So, I mean, even as a zombie, Captain America is the one that's kind of defending everyone. Also, that's pretty cool. I didn't see the artwork here, but you've got Bucky's arm right there, which I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be coming as like extra character. All right, so Ricochet in his orange, which says once during your turn after attacking with Vibranium Shield, perform 1 free Vibranium Shield attack with a range of 0 to 1. So that's supposed to simulate, I guess, him throwing his shield, which is his most iconic move, right? All right, Undead Leader. Once during your turn, you may have 1 other zombie hero within 2 perform 1 free action, then resume your turn. So that is Captain America. And last but not least, we have Deadpool. He has dual katanas, so he has a range of 0. He rolls 3 dice and he gets 4+ for them attack. So his blue is called Adapting to the Hunger. Once during your turn, you may increase hunger to draw 1 zombie trait. Zombie traits, I think, are the things that go here, and these are supposed to be those special people that you eat. Merc with half a mouth. Once during your turn, you may select 1 zone within range 1. All enemies in that zone immediately activate and attempt to move into your zone. Okay, I'm sure that could help in some situations. And then don't aim for the head. This is his red. The first time you would be eliminated, you instead remain in play with 1 health, and you cannot be eliminated this round. Then immediately perform 1 free attack action. So that is all of those. I'm not sure. Anyone in the chat, do you want me to go over the other cards? I mean, I see that no one's really been responsive, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I guess I'll go ahead and go through them anyway. So here's your Black Panther. Slashing combo when attacking with Vibranium Claws, right? So that's his main attack, Vibranium Claws. After any rerolls, for each roll of 6, roll 1 dice. These dice may generate further additional dice. So you roll 2 dice, and if you got 2 6s, then you get to roll 2 more 6s. And if you roll 2 more 6s, you continue rolling 2 more 6s. So that's pretty cool, actually. I like that. I know it doesn't matter. So in orange, it is once during each enemy phase when an enemy enters your zone, you may spend 1 to immediately perform 1 free vibranium attack. I think that's this thing right here. So you can get rid of this to perform 1 free attack, which again, you could then roll for more. You roll 6s and you get to roll again and do it again, and it's he seems like he would be he actually reminds me of Nova from Champions. I think Nova can be extremely underpowered, but I think there are certain situations that you're in where he just absolutely clears the board, and it's just an awesome feeling. But that's so I think Black Panther might do that. He might be the character that comes in and just makes everything better. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Each time you would suffer wounds, you may spend 1 of these things for each wound. On a 3 or higher, prevent that wound and eliminate 1 walker, 1 runner, or 1 brute in your zone. That's pretty cool. All right, next is Scarlet Witch. She has Hex Blast. She can manipulate probability. After attacking, you may spend 1 to re-roll all dice. That's pretty neat. I mean, especially because she rolls 3 dice. So if you were to re-roll this, oh, you have to re-roll all of your dice, actually. So if you had a 6 and 2 1s, you could end up getting 3 3s, and then you're not going to hit. So I mean, that definitely gives that randomness feel that Scarlet Witch is known for, especially in a lot of games. All right, so the next one, her orange is Warp Reality. During your turn, you may spend 1 of these, let's call it morale. 1 morale to select 1 zone within range. 2, replace all brutes and walkers in that zone with or all brutes and runners in that zone with walkers. So that's pretty cool, right? So if you had, 9 different brutes in space, you could use Warp Reality, and now you've turned them all into walkers. The difference is brutes need 2 damage done to them, and walkers need 1. So that's pretty nifty, I think. I imagine all of these things only do 1 damage, though. All right. And then last one is Restoration. During each end phase, you may spend 1 of the morale thingies to heal 1 wound from all superheroes in your zone, which is pretty nifty, right? I think if you look at the zombies, they all start off with, they all have 5 health, I think. But you look at all the heroes, and Scarlet Witch has 3, Black Panther has 3. Yeah, all of these people have 3. I would imagine, I can't believe that Thor doesn't have 4 or something. All right. All right, so the next one is going to be Doctor Strange. This is probably the first hero my wife will probably play, because Doctor Strange is her favorite character, just like mine, his Hawkeye. Got a soft spot for him. Actually, I will say, before I started this stream, I was watching, what was that show called? The Mayor of Kingstown with Jeremy Renner. I like him a lot. I feel bad that all of the franchises he's ever tried to kind of take over, it just hasn't worked out. And obviously, right, I mean, I feel really bad about the whole leg thing. I mean, it sounds like he was trying to help some family members and he got hurt. So I'm, praying for a speedy recovery. And I haven't read up on it lately, but I know that there's a possibility he might end up losing his leg. I mean, at least you have your health, I guess. Anyway, Precognition for Doctor Strange. This is his blue power. It will once during each enemy phase, when 1 spawn card is drawn, you may spend 2 of these to discard that card and draw a new one. That could be good or bad. You could have 9 walkers and then you're gonna get 6 brutes. So that may or may not be good. All right, his orange is Dimensional Portal. Once during your turn, you may spend one of these morale thingies to allow you or one superhero within range 2 to perform one free move, moving one zone and ignoring enemies. It's kind of nice. And then his red Sorcerer Supreme is each time you power up, you may eliminate one walker or one runner within range 1. Once during your turn, you may spend one morale to perform one free Mystic Bolts attack. So that's his attack. His Mystic Bolts attack, right? It does 0 to 1 range. You roll 2 dice and you deal 3. Well, you have to roll 3 or higher to deal any damage. All right, so for Miss Marvel, it is Extending Fist. So she's gonna do 0 to 1 range, 2 dice. She needs to get a 3 or higher to actually hit. Her blue is Grab. Once during your turn, you may spend one of these morales, to select one bystander or superhero within range and move them into your zone, ignoring enemies. The yellow is Morphinogenics. I hope I said that right. Once during your turn, you may spend one morale to perform one free move action or heal one of your wounds. So I'm not sure if healing is something that is very common in this game, but and then you have Palm Smash, which says before attacking, you may spend one morale to add 1 dice for each enemy in the target zone. Before any other bonuses, ignoring zombie heroes for this attack. That's kind of nice. I mean, ignoring them helps out a lot. All right, so we have Spider-Man, and his attacks have to be done in the space that he's in. He can roll 3 dice, and he has to get a 4 or higher. So he does Web Sling. That's his blue. Once during your turn, you may spend one of the morales to move up to 2 spaces, ignoring enemies. Web Shooters is his orange. Once during each enemy phase, when the enemies are in a zone of your choice within range 2, within range 2 would move. So when an enemy is in range 2 and they move, you can spend 1 morale to prevent them from moving. So I guess that's kind of nice. That if someone's in a lot of trouble, I guess. Each time enemies spawn within range 2, before any rush, you may perform 1 free action or 1 move action. And that is his red. And that's kind of on brand, right? His body sense. It's able to sense danger. So yeah, he'd be able to get an extra move in the villain's turn. That's pretty cool. All right, so then you have Thor. I don't know how I feel about this, but it's Mormir, and it has a range of 0. I feel like it should have like a range of 1 or 2 or something, but okay. So he rolls 2 dice, and he needs a 3 or greater for it to hit. So he has Hammer Throw. Actually, maybe that I was just talking about coming up right now. When attacking, you may spend one of the morale to have Mormir gain 1 range, or spend 2 to have Mormir gain 2 range. Okay, so there, that dynamic, the thing that I wanted, it's in there, but you have to spend these points. So I can live with that. That makes sense. For Asgard is the orange one. It says once during your turn, you may spend 1 of the morales to move up to 2 zones, then perform 1 free Mormir attack in your zone. So it's kind of like he flies in with his hammer, which I have a hammer around here. I've got a couple of them, actually. You'd think I was a huge Thor fan. And so he uses the hammer to fly him into the zone that he wants to go into, and then he attacks for once. So that's pretty cool, actually. And then his red is All 5 Others Might. Each time you activate, you gain 1 morale. Each morale you spend to gain extra dice on an attack gains you 2 dice instead of the 1. So all right. So that is, I think, everything. Honestly, everybody, thank you for checking this out. I'm really excited to play this, and I don't know. You let me know in the comments if you would like to see some sort of review for this, or maybe me playing it, which would mean I'd have to do a lot of squirrely like maneuvering. But I think that's going to be in the works regardless, just because I think it's time my wife and I get a game table. But for us, it's going to be a really big year. It really is. It's so many things have been thrown at us. Not bad things. It's just random things, right? My job has completely changed, and it's continuing to change by the day. So, you know, I think I'm going to probably be a lot more busier than I thought. So it was really smart for me to kind of zone down to, or limit down to one of my videos per week. But again, I get kind of lazy with it too. I did it so I could make more videos and I could have kind of like leeways, and I'm absolutely horrible about this. Also, one thing I'm really interested in, I'd love to hear your inputs, is would you be interested in me live streaming? I'm thinking on the first week of February. It's going to be in celebration of my son, who will be born in the beginning of February, and we're actually naming him Logan. You know what? Let's do this since you don't need to see this anymore. We're gonna name him Logan, and we're naming him Logan, and so I was thinking maybe I go through a campaign with Wolverine. So let me know what you think in the comments. I'll probably throw up a poll, and let me know if that's something worthwhile. If not, then I don't know. I'll probably just play some other game, and I'll be just as happy. But I do have a lot of fun doing this stuff, and I love the interactions. I love learning these different things. Right, I'm learning audio and visual tools, and then the editing. I know this is something that's extremely different from what I normally do, but I enjoy doing this stuff too. I feel like it kind of gives people an opportunity. It gives people at least an opportunity to try to chat with me if they'd like. I know this one was kind of more of a last minute thing, but yeah, no, just an extremely exciting year, and I'm looking forward to whatever comes. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and to bounce because, well, honestly, it's been 45 minutes. I feel like that's a pretty long time, listen to me talk. But again, everyone that watched my stream, I appreciate you. Again, spend your time watching this content. I don't know, maybe you got to see something in the box that you didn't like, but again, I appreciate all of your time. Thank you.